the one you just played right now, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right.
Frankie LV. A wrong stepper, a leader, is a warning to the followers. Our liberator is here. Come on, go all the way. Hey, 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 hey.
Iron Lady Records, sweet sound.
Lima guaya ume bongo, bongo, bongo. La biara ya obore, bongo, bongo, jawa bongo, bongo, jawa bongo, bongo. Say you wa ya, apple la bia sene ye wa gwe ya. Lo fa ye wa mbura, papa jawa bongo bonu ile. You know wa ya, me go ni ma ine you wa there. Saba lo kwa yi, ni wa lo wa yi, apple ma wa ta me wa lo wa yi. Na the pa, the German, the movement. Corruption la yen pona, me wo kwa wa yi ba wo ne ala wo. Inga ye wa wo, apple ni ma no se ga ye wa so. Prende ye pona pone, kanu buga ore, kanu buga.
Well, folks, if you're listening to us from YouTube, on Facebook, this is how we rolled away the curtains. And tonight we will be discussing an important issues pertaining to our fundraiser, the fundraiser for the Liberian People's Party USA. Tonight we have with us two guests, and we have Dr. Tuiman. She is the chairperson for the Education Committee. And of course, our usual guest, Dr. Gus D. Roberts, chairman for the Liberian People's Party USA. Tonight, we'll be discussing briefly on how far is the Education Committee, and then most importantly, why are we looking for money at this time? And if we get the money, what will we do with the money in our Liberian way? So first of all, lady first, our Liberian cultural word, we can always say lady first. We'll go to Dr. Twiman. Dr. Twiman, good evening and welcome to the Broom Talk Show.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today.
All right. This is your first time on our show, so please tell us a little bit about yourself. And we understand that you are the chairperson for the Education Committee. How far is your committee at this time since you were appointed as chairman for the
Thank you. Yes, I am the chairperson for the Gongo Education Committee. I think we were a committee of 8, and we met from January until February. What we did was we compiled some information. We kind of crafted information on what the education department will look like. The Ministry of Education should look like. What are some of the curriculum? What are some of the policies that needs to be changed? Infrastructures. We want to make sure that teachers, families, and students were, the center of the work that will be done, so that we created those information and turn it over to Dr. Joe, who is the LPP chairperson. so that we turn it over to him. And yeah, so hopefully that when Councilor Gonglo becomes the president, that he will have at least some an outline, a guideline that, and then also we did the talking point so that as he is on his campaign trail, he can use this system. Our team decided to come back together so that we can do more work, so we can work within details. Most of the time what we did was things that were online, I mean, like outline, right, these topics. We looked at what infrastructure they had before, what are some of the things they had working before, is it working, if it's still working for the education ministry, then we want to keep it but improve upon it. If we look at what they have going, the documentations and rules and regulation policies, and if that's still not working today, what can we do to replace it? So those are things that we look at when we work together as a team. But hopefully we'll get back together soon to continue the work. That's the end.
Dr. Twyman, we want to hear it from the horse's mouth. In Liberia, normally we always put square pegs in round holes, one way or the other. That's how we want to say that. Now, you speak like you have, like that is your expertise, but I want to hear it from the horse's own mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how did they choose you to head education, the education committee? Do you have a background as an educator, or you are a nurse and they feel that because you're in a classroom you're teaching nursing and so they push you there to be somebody who head the education committee? Tell us a
No,
little bit about yourself.
oh, thank you. Well, no, actually, wow, I was blessed and grateful to be a part of so wonderful, amazing, and people that I work with in my team. I am an educator, have 14 years, going 15th year being an educator. My background dissertation was also, I have a doctorate degree in education leadership, social justice from
Wow.
California State East Bay. So that I I sat at the table with strong people who worked within the education ministry in Liberia. Also, as while we were coming together, um, we had some really wonderful things that we put together. But I think they chose me as a female because Councilor Gunkel has always said that within his government, in his ministry, he's going to always invite ladies to come to the table. So for those of us that are really a supporters of Gunglo, we try to you know align ourselves with his vision. So invited me to the table to be there, and I happened to be like the only female at the table. And I don't think they just chose me because I needed to be the only female. I'm hoping that I want to say that Dr. Jewel also, when he invited me to be a part of that team, he also knew that the people he was bringing to the table were there was was strong knowledge and background in administrative education in other places. We even had Dr. Nangwe, who is an author, a writer, um, that was on there, and Paul, Mr. Paul Kwamley, who is the co-chair, and we have Dr. Bear and Mr. Man and you, Mr. Zoda, and Mr. Goy. It's not Goy, but Goya.
Yes, Mr.
So we
Goya.
other people on there. I hope I'm not leaving anyone else out. I think Dr. Khan was on there. He was supporting us, and I hope I'm not leaving anyone else out. But we have strong people on there that was all. So I don't like to make it seem like I did this on my own. I always like to give homage to them because they did a wonderful job in writing those talking points and outline for the Ministry of Education.
Thank you so much. I'll leave you for a couple of minutes so you can have some deep breath. Now we turn to Dr. Augustus Raba. Dr. Augustus Raba, you are here tonight to continue the promotion for our fundraiser on the 5th of August 2025. 2023, sorry, for the general and presidential election on 2023. Now, we got about 5,911 polling stations.
Mm.
How do you intend to cover all these stations with pool washers if at this time you just starting your appeal to raise fund, a fundraiser?
Well, well, first let me introduce myself again as Dr. Augustus Rivals. I'm the chairman for LPP USA, and I'm grateful for the privilege to appear alongside Dr. May, who is our chair person for the education committee. And we have actually been working over the years. I shouldn't say just months. We have various groups. We brought together well seasoned technocrats that have been planning various aspects of the campaign, and that is why we are here. I think you heard that the man they're telling you how they have laid out the educational program for a new Liberia that will be brought about by the Boom Revolution, and that is why we're working on. So yes, it we are coming out at this time because we have reached the pinnacle of our planning. We started planning years ago, and right now we are well organized when it comes to having representation at all the pools. What we are actually appealing for is the support of the Liberian people as well as the uh, resources that are available to be put into the process so that we can have pool washers well represented and well taken care of. And that is why we are launching our first major fundraiser on the 5th, which is on Saturday. And we are expecting people from all walks of life to be a part of the process because we have our various groups in Liberia as well as in Europe, Switzerland, and in other parts of the world that will be coming on to just support the Gonglo Yakwawlo ticket to make sure that we have a campaign that is just far above the kind of campaign that is going on. About 2 weeks ago, we stormed Banga. We have one of the largest gathering in Banga, and so we are very sure that the Liberian people are right now prepared to support us. On the 19th, we're in the street going against corruption in Monrovia, and going forward, these are the activities we'll be carrying out. But now we need the support of the Liberian people. We need resources that will enable us to carry out a well organized and very smooth campaign from now to October 10th. And that is why we are calling on everyone to come in. Whatever you have, we appreciate it. We have t-shirts. We'll be on Zoom. We're also going to be on our platform, which we are currently talking on. That is a Broom platform. So we're asking everyone to call in. We're asking people to come in and make their contribution through Cash App, Zelle, through our bank account, PayPal. Everything will be available. The t-shirts will, of course, be available as well. And that is why we are here, and we hope and pray that we will have the support that we need in order to make Councillor Gonglo and Dr. Yakwaglo president and vice president of Liberia come October 10th.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Roberts. Dr. Mann, on the 5th is when the campaign officially declared on the 5th of August. On the 5th of August is the launching of the fundraiser for support of the of those who will be manning the port. Now, how sure are you that your women are ready to support this campaign?
I mean, you've seen in videos of the when everywhere the counselor has been, and also where Dr. Yakolo has been, also with them. You've seen women have been part of the support. Again, He has spoken numerous times about how he is very inclusive of having women as part of his cabinet, right? So we want to appeal to all women in Liberia, in the diaspora, wherever you are. If you want a president of change, the team that is going to change that country, that is going to change our beloved Liberia, that is going to make sure that everyone has equal opportunity to not just to learn but to also live, so that those who he said there's one thing he said, I want to be the president, you know, not for just for those who have, but those who have not, right? So if you are sitting somewhere and you know that life has, you've done your best in life and you continue to do your best, but yet it seems like the vision is still so far to reach. You want to support, so, Councilor Gongo and Dr. Yakwawolo. So I'm going to appeal to women, men, girls, elders, young folks, young adults, children, everybody. Let's push the message out and invite people to. I know the Friends of Gongo here in California, where I'm from. We are also trying to we did some fundraising the other day, and we're trying to continue with that. I am the co-chair, and Mr. Mongu is the chair for the Friends of Gongo here in California. And then we do have Mr. Uchi, who's also helping us with the fundraising. He's the fundraising chair. We're putting it out there, putting the boots on the ground and running, making sure that we have enough money to support those poll watchers out there to make sure that we're having a free and fair election out in Liberia.
Uh, we understand that women in Liberia, voters, they form. If my record is, if I'm not going on a band, I think it's between 48 to 49%.
Mm-hmm.
And your candidate, Councillor Tawan Gonglo,
Mm-hmm.
chose a man. He chose another man, okay, instead of a female. Okay, the explanation is that there was a lot of women acts in at one time, and then
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately we could not get that support of most of the women that could come to be the vice president, vice running mate to him. Even though you are making a request to all of the women, all right, are
Mm-hmm.
you frustrated over the fact that he didn't take a woman to be his vice president, his vice running mate?
No, I don't think the issue should be whether you have a man or a woman. You should have someone who is compatible and someone who has the same vision as you, and someone who is willing to make that change. So it could have been a woman, but if he found someone who is equally as yoke as he is, and is willing to do the work and has that same vision that yes, I think I want now is the time that all Liberians should benefit from the resources of Liberia, not just the rich, of those who have the potential to become richer. I think it should be. I know I'm not frustrated, but we want the right person for the job. And if the right person for the job happens to be a woman, then that's who that person is. And if the right person, the right running mate for council Gangwa happens to be another male like he is, then that's the right person. So I don't think if we concentrate and focus on, and it's important too. I'm not saying that I'm not denying the fact that women should play a major role to, yes, we should be a part of it, but he said he's going to make sure that we are part of his administration. But I think what should be we should be concentrating on is who is the right person and who is going to the vision that he has put out there for the Liberian people. He has worked in the trenches with the people, and he has done the work for decades. Let's put him in there because he has already been part of that work. Let's make sure that when he gets to the presidency, we're putting someone there who has already done the work. and then the person that he's aligned himself with, that person is also has that vision, that belief that, you know what, we need to support Liberia. Liberia should belong to the Liberian people. They should be able to do the work. Humanity, that person should have that background, that knowledge, that feeling, the compassion for the people, making sure that we're all benefiting. All of Liberia, whether you're rich, you're poor, you live in a village, you live in a city, you live in a township, everyone should be a part of the what does it say in Nigeria? The national meat or the national pie? Everyone should have access to it, not just the rich, not just the few. So that's what we want. We want someone who is aligned, the right person. Whether it's a female or male, and now that he picked a male, he picked that person because he is the right person to work with him. So that's what the concentration should be. That's
Folks,
my belief.
Just to
Facebook, we ask you to. This is the Broom Talk Show. You have just heard one of the women with Councillor Tiawan Say Gonglo have just spoken. There is a saying in our country that if you educate a woman, you educate the entire country. And you don't just want to just, bring in someone who would be, oh, yes, we're going to take her to lead the educational sector, or because she is a relative to me, or because maybe she is one night and she jumped in the classroom, she taught. You heard her credentials. She is overqualified. Someone working in the educational area for 15 years in the United States of America is not a smaller thing. It's not a joke. You see behind Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, he told us over and over that, look, there will be a lifestyle audit of those who will work along with me. Tonight, folks, we are discussing how we can get Councillor Tiawan Gonglo into the executive mansion. We need funding. Right now, the incumbent is using all of the government resources to make sure that he wins the election. As you know, in our country, Councillor Tiawan Gonglo is a poor man lawyer. And therefore, your people, Dr. Mann and Dr. Gus Rauer, we all are here today calling on everyone to bring your support, whatever you have, on August 5th. What is your target, Dr. Roberts, on August 5th?
right now, considering all the committees working together to get this thing rolled out, they have earmarked about $20,000 as the initial amount when we launch it on Saturday, and we hope to make it a continuous process from now to October. And we have a team that has started calling. So if you are Liberian or non-Liberian, and if you receive any call about it coming from the team that is organizing this fundraiser, just uh, be prepared to talk to us. And we are not asking for so much. We're asking for anything that you can afford to give to the campaign. And as you may know, liberation is a mutual process, but that process you have a leader with integrity, and we have one, and we have offered him to the Liberian people. So we hope all Liberians come together so that we give him the support that he needs in order to take on the leadership and be a good leader for everyone, as that the man just put out there. So yes, we are targeting that amount at the initial stage. That is about $20,000, and we hope to continue the process. We hope to continue to call. We hope to continue to email people to ask them to be a part of this liberation process.
All right. Before we come to this video, Dr. Mann, I know this is not the only process that you guys have been doing before, raising funds for Councillor Tiawan Gonglo. Do you have anything in mind to tell the people, money that you have been raising, whether it has gone to the right place? Are these people, are they using the money properly? Is the LPP people using the money properly? Has it been done with things that the money was raised for? Tell me something about that.
Definitely, I want to say that the last time when we raised some money, and we're still in the process of collecting some of those who pledged funds, um, we were able to support the when they were announcing the vice president, Dr. Yapaolo.
Mhm.
We were also able to contribute because over here in California, and we have when we did the Friends of Gonglo, it's 501(c)(4). So whatever funds we collect, obviously we have to have an account for it because it's here in the great country, United States of America. So it has to we have to show accountability. So we did send our contribution, and yeah, we did see how vast and successful that the introduction of the UP was, and we were part of that contribution. So I really do see the work that is being done. That when the money is sent there, it is being put to use. So if we were to raise money today for the poll watcher, we will definitely put that money to use. That money will be put to use, and we have trust and faith in that LPP and all the other auxiliaries that are out there collecting funds for the counselor and Dr. Yapo will be able to send the money over for the right purpose. So please let's join hands together and raise money so that we can have some stability into this process. That when the money goes out there is there for the right purpose, and that we're able to hire enough people so that we can have free and fair election in Liberia.
Folks, if you're listening to us from on Facebook, we have evidence of what the people in America, the supporters of Councillor Tiawan Gonglo, have for us. That if you spend your money will be used for the intended purpose. Prior to Councillor Gonglo's campaign, it was said that, oh, he is not known. He's just a poor man lawyer. Nobody know him. But after the money that were collected and being used for this purpose, we see today Councillor Tiawan Gonglo in any of these areas. This is to the subject. Where the president comes, where the speaker comes, where the president pro comes, where the Supreme Court judge comes from, the Chief Justice, where the Chief Justice comes from. This is the road that leads to the southeast. This is his way. When he was on his way to court, this is what the money has done. So again, to our people supporting him to make and like Dr. Ben said, the amount collected all has been done for the reason for which it was collected. We got a couple of minutes to go, and
Mhm.
this is a very short promo. We might come back to God's willing on Monday, but at this time you might see different faces. So I will turn to the both of you to give me your last word as we leave from here. What do you have to say before we concerning your and Roberts? What is your last word to your fellow Liberians, especially the women, for their support? Dr. Man.
Well,
Me?
Are you
I'm
hearing me?
sorry.
Yes, we start with Dr. Man.
Okay, you said what is the last place? Listen, thank you so much for the opportunity. I must first say to you, Mrs. Wigger, and thank you, Dr. Roberts, for being on
thank
uh,
you too.
and the invitation. Allowing me to speak to the people of what is Liberia, the diaspora. I want to say thank you for the opportunity. Please join us in supporting women, children, young adults, elders, men, everyone, friends of Gunglo, friends of Dr. Yakpabalo, please join us in supporting the poor washer. Please donate, give money, because it is true that when you have a visionary, that is willing to do the work. And we've said it over and over. This person has done the work even without even being paid. So we believe in Consular Tiawanse Gonglo and Dr. Yakawolo. Please donate to the cause so that we have a free and fair election. So we're able to send enough people out to all the different posts, enough poll watchers out there, so that we can always lead with this in mind, that once we do have the right person that sits in as a president, we do believe that a better Liberia is possible. Thank you.
Dr. Roberts.
All right. I want to thank you and also thank Dr. Man for coming on to help spread the good news about the party, about our standard bearer, about our vice standard bearer. And I think when it comes to transparency, LPP is one of the parties that people should trust.
Mhm.
And there's a lot that we do support. We also make all our financial information available on our website, in our chat room for everyone to see how we use money. And if you have keenly followed Councillor Tiawanse Gonglo, he says that the servant of the people should play the role of serving them, but not to be the boss. And so he tries his best to always be humble and respectful to everyone. And there are various committees that are currently working to ensure that there is transparency in this process. So people should trust us that just like how we came up from the 70s, challenged the status quo, were able to help establish more multi-party system in the country, as well as freedom of speech. We are also prepared to create a new Liberia that will be led by a man of integrity and a man that will be supported by uh, technocrats that actually know what they will be doing when it comes to leadership. So this is why we are here. So if you bring in your money, we are not just going to put it out there for people to ride big cars or for people to sleep in hotels all around the world, anywhere they fly. We want to make sure that there is some level of transparency. That is why when our presidential candidate was in government, he was one of those who returned government money. He didn't go abroad and just have fun with money. He made sure he spent it like it was his own money, and he made sure he returned the excess that was there to the government coffers. That's the kind of person that we are talking about. That's the kind of person that you should support. That's the person of integrity that is going to tell you that look, the standards of living of our people is below the poverty line. The quality of life is not what is required. And if right now, if you travel in Liberia, the years of corruption, mismanagement tells you that our people living condition has fallen below the poverty line, and that suggests to you that they don't have good homes to sleep in. They cannot afford to eat 2 or 3 times a day. That's the reason why Liberian people should elect someone that understands the economic, someone that understands politics, someone that understands how international relations work. Not someone who sits down, get drunk, and just talk whatever he wants. He wants to talk, or he asks the people, "Do you have any paper for me to sign?" Okay, if there's no paper, I'm going home. We need a president that is going to get to work and be serious enough to do the work for the Liberian people, living condition to improve, for the quality of life to also improve, and that is why we need the support of everyone. So come all on the 5th of August. That is when the campaign in Liberia is going to be formally launched. And that is why we are also launching a fundraiser for this campaign. And this is a broom revolution, and we want you to be a part of this revolution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, those of you watching us on Facebook, it is time to roll away the curtains. That ends our program for tonight.
Thank you.
Mi tani o, ekuna mewe mi tani o be o. Mi ere kane we la to kanu legese. Patola ke o, wase gbala ba ke la we mi le. Mi tani o be o, ekuna mewe mi tani o be o. Mi ere kane.
All right. The musician is saying that this is everybody's child, and everyone must come together to support him. Ladies and gentlemen, all of those in Facebook land, you have seen us on this show tonight requesting for your help. This is how we roll again the curtain away. I mean, not away, but back to where it came from. And if you don't see us again, we'll see you on the day that we have appointed to come back on this show. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be here. And thank you so much for watching us. And Dr. Mann and Dr. Roberts, thank you guys so much. And I'll see you all the next time we have to meet here again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, the music stopped?
Yes, you can go now. You're okay.
There are people that are still watching. Yeah.
And also in comparison to other African countries that are in fact much younger.
No, where you go now? Oh, okay. So I just want to make sure.
All right, I can end the broadcast.